So what is async JS? So there are callback, promises, and async-await. There are ways to do deal with asynchronous data. Actually, asynchronous programming in JavaScript is a way in which the program doesn't wait until the execution of something is going on. Okay, so we will look into this. So let me change to my screen. Okay, and I will start JS pin is the editor. So here I generally need this JavaScript and output. I will be working on that. Let me increase the size also a bit. 170 is more than enough, and this also comes in handy when we do the fetching, of data from some API. So this async programming comes in handy at those cases. So let us start now. So we will first look into the case for async JS. What is the issue? Why do we need the async JS? Okay, so we'll do that. So the JS has been just a JavaScript playground. Okay, so JavaScript and whatever the output will be there. I don't want auto to be running. Then there is a const post is there, and array of object. We'll take array of object, and it will have a title, not title, title of JS basics. Suppose it is a array of post, and we are receiving it as an object. So this is the most popular way to receive the array. So summary, all the internet runs on like array of objects only. Summary, this is JS. Let me copy this. This is DOM, and this is DOM basics. Then we will have a function get post, and inside this there will be set time out, the JavaScript function. This is a common JavaScript function, set timeout, which can be used to run anything after a delay. Okay, so like this. And I want to run this function, whatever is inside it, after 1 second, which means 1000 millisecond. We will pass it like this. So what I am going to do, let output equal to this empty string post dot for each. So we are using the for each, ES6 for each post, and output, which is right now a empty string output plus equal to means output equal to output plus. So this is again a common JavaScript thing. Okay, so we are doing advanced JavaScript, so most of you should know the JavaScript, and that is in my basic course. Li dollar post dot title, and the li will complete here. Then the p post dot summary. Let me have some more space. Okay, post dot summary, and a paragraph. So it is like this. Post dot li. Once I'm doing in paragraph, and once I'm doing it li, and the other is in paragraph. So then I'm just doing document dot body dot inner HTML equal to output. So what is this means, what it will do? So this is not JavaScript class. Then also I want to tell what it will do. See, it will loop through this and it will make something like li and p two times, JS basic and this, and when we are putting it into the inner HTML of the body, it will show it here. So let me just show it. So to just show it, let me do this get post and let me run it. So it actually ran after some time, means 1 second to be precise. Okay, so JS basics, this is JS, DOM basic, this is DOM. So what it does means it creates a string type of li and p. Okay, li, instead of li, why don't I give b? B is much better because li means I require a ul also somewhere. Run with JS. See, this is much better. Yeah, okay, so this is how it is shown. Okay, so now what we need to do, so the thing is that now we have to do the callback thing. So for that, suppose I want to add something to this post I want to add something. So I have a function okay. So we will create this function create post, not create post. So this is singular, post will be there, and again we will introduce the problem here, and it will be set time out post dot push post and 2000 is there, and get posts is there, and we will also call the create post after this, which is create post. And let me copy this thing, in title let it be async basic, this is async. So what do we think this will do? So this is 2000 millisecond, means so get post is done, then the create post we are doing, it is after 2 seconds. Okay, so now let me run it, and as it is said, this is the issue, this is the actual issue. So the actual issue is that the problem is that create post was run after a delay of 2000 milliseconds or 2 seconds. Before that the DOM was already painted. Even if I move this down, nothing will happen because the DOM was already painted and get post was done. Although now the post have 3 elements, but DOM was already painted, and this is where the async programming is used, and we will look into the callback first. So to check the callback, let me open another JS bin, actually JS bin, because I want to give all this in the link below so that you all can check it out, JavaScript output. And let me actually copy all this thing and then we will change it. Okay, and this is async JS callback. Okay, I don't want auto run I never like it. Okay, so then after that, so what is a callback? So for the callback, what we are going to do, see here post is there, here I will be passing a callback. So this is actually a function, I can write it A, B, C, anything, it doesn't even matter. Okay, so post.push is there, and then call back, and I will be calling the function here. Okay, and now get post will not be called like this, but as you can see, this is taking a second parameter, and this is not a simple parameter. This post can be anything, and this is an object in our case, but this is something which we are calling after it. It is actually a function, and this function is get posts. This function is the get post. So we are just passing the function. We are not passing it like this. If you pass it like this, this will be called right away. So we are not going to call it right away. We are passing the reference to a function, and then we are calling it. So now if I run it, now see what will happen. Okay. Oh, I know what is happened. It is not get post, it is get post. Okay, let's get post. So now run it. Now after, actually it came after 2000 millisecond or 2 seconds. So what happened? So it came here, callback is there, set post dot push is there, so it will push it after 2 seconds, and then this callback will run. Means it will come here, it will push, then it is short of it is stopping it to run this callback unless this is complete. So after 2 seconds this will be complete and the post will be pushed, and then the callback will be run, and we will get the result. Even if it is run first, it will run again, and we'll get the result. So this is how it works in JavaScript. This is how we do asynchronous programming in JavaScript through callback. Now we will look into promises. Promises are better version of callbacks and were introduced in ES6. So callback has a problem, and that is known as callback hell, and that is one of the assignment for you all to find it out. What is a callback hell? So let's do the promises thing, and again I'm creating a new JS bin, and I am going to copy it all, and so that you all can refer it back. JS bin, JavaScript and output I want. Let me make it big. And promises, rest of the things will be same, even this will be same, but this is where we were doing the main thing, and this is what will change. Okay, so in promise what we have, we need to return a new promise, so we need to wrap this whole thing. So first thing is that there will not be any callbacks kind of a thing, and I don't want to do this auto run, so this callback will also go from here, and from now I will do return new promise, and it promise always resolve or reject. So it's either resolve or reject depending upon whatever the thing we give inside it, depending on true or false, either it will resolve or it will reject. And promise is something which is generally used in the server side of the code, not in the front end side of a thing. But then we are learning JavaScript right now. Resolve comma reject, and you will see this promise a lot in the Node.js code. Okay, so resolve reject is there, and like this. And what we are going to do, this all of set timeout, let me cut it and paste it there, indent it a bit. Okay, so it will go like this, post and all, as I have told that it sends a resolve or a reject. So let us have a temporary variable known as const num equal to maybe 5. So generally we will go through some logic when we do this in a real life code, so but here we just have to send it. So okay, it is going to the next line, so better let me reduce it to 150 or okay, reduce it to 150, yeah, because it is going to the next line. Okay, so num is greater than 4 means this will be true. Num is greater than 4 means 5 is greater than 4. Yeah, it is true. Then it will do the resolve, or if it is not true, then it will do the reject, and in reject I'll give error something went wrong. Okay, something like this. And now this create post will not have this get post here. So with promises, what happens when we resolve or reject, we have to catch the code, and there is a then block or a catch block is there. Okay, so there is a then block or a catch block. So then will be there, and a catch block will be there. So then will always run in the case of resolve, and catch will always run in the case of reject. Okay, so get post. So if it is successful, then we'll run the get post, and if it is not successful, then we'll run the error. Catch is the general for error, and for the reject case. So in reject case, we are passing this thing. So we are going to use that actually. Error document dot body dot inner HTML equal to what we are passing here, $error. Error. Okay, so this is how it ends. So if I will run with JS, it will again run in the same way as we did in the callback function. So it will come here, promise post.push.post is there, so it will wait till the resolve is done. It will wait and the resolve is done. So when the resolve is done and this post is added, post.push, the post will be added, it will come here, and then the then block is there, and then it will call the get post. So definitely it will run. So this is much cleaner way to understand also. Okay, so after 2 seconds that get post will come and it will run. So this is how the this promise run in the case of resolve. So there is another case known as reject also. Let us see that case. So in that case, let me make it 4. So if I make it 4, now what will happen? 4 is greater than 4. No, it is false. So it will return the false. So this ternary operator will run and reject will run. So let me run it. And the error, something went wrong, because this catch part got run and this was run. So this is promises, and this is much more cleaner than callback, and it doesn't have the issue of callback hell also. So in the modern day projects you will see this used a lot. Plus there is something known as async-await that is even newer than this, but some people still prefer this because it was released in around 2015, and that async-await was released in around 2018. You can use both of them. Both of them are in ES6 only. So somebody preferred this, somebody preferred that. Okay, so it is not like that. Okay, so this will soon see the other thing. There is another variance of promise known as Promise.all, and it is used a lot in a Node.js code. I have seen that been used there, and it is for chaining purposes of different promises we chain together. So it gives the result after even the slowest one is resolved. So let's look into a promise JS bin. Go to JS bin, JavaScript output is there, and then Async JS Promise.all we are going to see. So see, suppose const promise1 equal to promise dot resolve. So we can directly resolve a promise also. Eat is there, const promise2 equal to new promise resolve comma reject, and we can use it in one line also. Set time out resolve 3000 millisecond, and it will resolve to code eat code. Okay, so why gave this I don't want to run with JS. Okay, let me copy it because we are going to have similar thing. Promise 3, it will be eat code sleep, and this one will be 4, and let this one be 2000, and let this be repeat, the famous light, eat code sleep repeat. Okay, so all is fine. Now Promise.all, and we have to pass it as an array, promise1 comma promise2 comma promise3 comma promise4. Then we have this then statement dot then values, so it will get all the values is document dot body dot inner HTML equal to dollar values is there. Okay, so if I run with JS, see, this is 3000 millisecond, so this will be the slowest, and this this too will resolve as soon as possible, and after that repeat will be there, and then code will be there, but it will execute in the same order, so it is very important. So if I run with JS, okay, see, after 3 seconds it came exactly eat code sleep repeat, so in this order. So this is Promise.all. So now we will see into another thing known as async-await. So this is very popular. Async-await is very popular, and it is even popular than promises, because it is also in ES6, but it was released around 2018, this async-await, and some people like it more than promises, means the syntax is much more easier. So for this we'll again take this example, and it is async-await. Okay, so everything is same, but even the create post is create post will be same. Let me do it 5 again, so that, okay, now this is not called like this. Now what will happen, let me remove this, then and all those things are not there. Okay, so we have a function async. So whatever function contains this async await, means we can give await in front of anything which we know it's a promise based thing, it will take some time. So whatever function is there, we have to add async in front of it. Async function, generally we give it in a different function init, and like this it will be, there is a bit less space, so let me remove this space. Okay, so await, so this is something which requires time. So what we're going to do, we are going to give await in front of it, and after this the get posts will run. Okay, get post will run after this, so it is sort of awaiting it, and now we have to call this function init, then run with JS, and see, it is done. So this is async-await, it is and I think also this is much more easy than promises. So it actually await here and then go to the get post, and init is called. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to see async-await example with fetch API. So fetch API is the inbuilt API in the browser through which you can hit any endpoint. So we'll do that, async JS fetch. So there are some, this is mainly a sort of front end code. Instead of fetch, earlier we used to use Axios, but now fetch is inbuilt into the browser. Although it has got one more step, but it's okay. So what endpoint we are going to hit actually? So there is an endpoint JSON placeholder. This is very popular endpoint, JSON placeholder. It is sort of fake free API. You can hit it with things. So posts are there to do. So today we'll hit this users. Okay, so users, it's when you hit this endpoint, it will give us an array of object which has contained different users details are there. So this we generally use a lot in while development. This, so async fetch. So async is again there, function fetch user. Okay, so it's better, it's actually two part, it does await 2 times. So that is how the API is built. So await, and we have to use fetch, and like this, fetch is done. Okay, run with JS, I don't know want, and then whatever the result of it is there, const data equal to await of rest.json. okay, rest.json is there, and then let output equal to empty string, and then just we got the data actually, that array of object, and then we have to loop through it. Data dot for each item is output plus equal to bold, and I will give item dot name, bold will end here, and the paragraph. So item dot name, what is item dot name? See, everything has got a name, so I will give this, and item dot maybe email I will give, and p item dot email, p document dot body dot inner HTML equal to output, and now we'll call this fetch users not it is user, it is user, but it should be users actually, it should be plural. Okay, so now I will run it and see we are getting all the data. So this is how fetch API is used, and with this